In a quiet American town, two twin sisters live with faces as different as their hearts. The white-faced sister, dazzling with beauty, carried a hidden necklace, a necklace filled with secrets, lies, and the kind of darkness no mirror could ever reveal. But the black-faced sister, the one the world often overlooked, wore something far more priceless: honesty, purity, and a kindness that glowed brighter than gold. Every step they took pulled them deeper into a truth they never wanted to face. When beauty hides lies and honesty becomes a treasure, only one question remains: which sister will break first, and which one will rise? The night was quiet in Willow Glen, a peaceful American suburb where secrets slept behind closed doors. Streetlights cast long shadows on the empty sidewalks, stretching like fingers reaching for something they could never hold. Inside one particular house, an old white two-story home with creaking windows, lived two sisters who were mirrors of each other, yet worlds apart. Twins by birth, opposites by nature. Lyra, the white-faced sister, stood in front of her mirror, examining her beauty like it was a weapon she sharpened every day. Her skin glowed under the warm light, flawless and porcelain, almost unreal. She tucked a strand of her platinum hair behind her ear and smiled at her reflection, a smile that looked sweet but felt like a warning. Draped around her neck was a delicate silver chain holding a crystal locket, the necklace of secrets. It shimmered whenever she moved, catching the light like a silent trap. To everyone outside, that necklace was just jewelry. But to Lyra, it was her shield, her mask, her lie. Everything she wanted to hide lived inside that shimmering crystal: jealousy, insecurity, guilt, and a past she swore no one would ever discover. Down the hallway, in a room lit softly by a small reading lamp, sat Eileen, the black-faced sister. Her skin was a deep, warm shade, rich and beautiful in its own way. But the world had taught her too early that beauty is measured by the eyes of those who can't see souls. Eileen never cared for mirrors. She cared for truth, for quiet joy, for kindness that didn't need applause. Her face carried a calm expression, the kind that made people want to sit beside her in silence and feel understood without speaking a word. She held a small golden pendant in her hands, not expensive, not flashy, but precious. It symbolized honesty, a value she wore like gold, one that shined brighter than any jewel. The twins' mother used to say there were two halves of one story, one written in ink, the other in light. But the world rarely saw the light in Eileen. It only saw the glamour in Lyra. Every time they walked down the street, strangers admired Lyra first. Her beauty was loud. Her presence demanded attention, and her attitude only made people want her more. Eileen, with her soft nature and humble heart, was often unseen, but that never changed who she was. She believed kindness had its own way of echoing back. That morning, as sunlight spilled to the windows, the sisters sat at the kitchen table. The air felt heavy, unspoken tension woven into the silence like stitches on old fabric. Lyra tapped her nails impatiently on the table, her chin lifted with the confidence of someone who believed the world revolved around her. Eileen stirred her tea quietly, lost in her thoughts. "You're going to the autumn gala tonight, right?" Lyra said, breaking the silence in her usual sharp tone. Eileen nodded. Mom would have wanted us both to go. It was her favorite event. Lyra scoffed. "Please, that gala is just an excuse for people to pretend they care about charity. They only care about taking pictures and posting them." She flipped her hair. "But sure, let's go. It'll be cute to show off how different we look again." Eileen didn't respond. She didn't like confrontation, especially with Lyra. People always assumed Lyra was the older twin because she acted like she ruled everything. But the truth was, Lyra didn't know how to exist without being admired. It was the only way she knew how to feel valuable. The necklace she wore did more than hide secrets. It hid insecurity deeper than anyone imagined. That night, the ballroom shimmered with golden chandeliers, velvet curtains, and soft orchestral music floating through the air like feathers. The air smelled of perfume, fresh roses, and wealth. People wore suits and glittering gowns, sipping champagne and exchanging fake smiles. When the twins entered, all eyes shifted toward Lyra. Cameras flashed. Compliments followed her like a trail. Eileen stood beside her quietly, smiling politely, unnoticed by most, but her presence carried warmth that didn't need validation. Lyra tightened her grip on the necklace as they moved through the room. She knew people adored her, but she also knew adoration was fragile. It depended on lies, her carefully crafted image, her rehearsed charm, her hidden truth, and the crystal locket held the greatest secret of all. She once betrayed Eileen in a way no one knew, a way that haunted her every night. Years ago, when they were just 12, Eileen had won an art competition for a painting that reflected their mother's love. It was a masterpiece, raw, emotional, breathtaking. But when the winning moment came, Lyra switched the name tag. She took the credit, accepting applause meant for Eileen. Eileen never confronted her. She never even asked why. She simply smiled and congratulated her sister with silent pain in her eyes. That night, guilt overwhelmed Lyra, and she locked a small paper slip, the original winning tag, inside her necklace. From then on, the necklace became the keeper of every lie she told. Tonight, that guilt seemed louder. As Lyra mingled, her smile faltered whenever she saw Eileen's gentle face humbly enjoying the event. Eileen laughed with elderly guests, held children's hands, fixed a lady's dress zipper, and comforted a crying teenage girl who felt insecure about her looks. Everywhere she went, she healed hearts like she carried sunlight in her chest. A photographer approached the twins. "Ladies, may I get a picture? The contrast between you two is fascinating." Lyra posed with confidence. Eileen smiled softly. The photographer clicked, then paused. "You know," he said, "beauty is interesting, but honesty is unforgettable." Lyra stiffened. The words hit her like ice. She felt her throat tighten, her chest ache. She quickly walked away. She stepped onto the balcony, cold wind brushing her face. Eileen followed her quietly. "You okay?" Eileen asked. Lyra's eyes glistened, not with sadness, but with fear. Fear that Eileen could see through her. Fear that one day the truth would break her. "Why are you always so calm?" Lyra whispered angrily. "Why don't you ever get tired of being the nice one?" Eileen stepped closer. "Kindness isn't something I perform, Lyra. It's something I choose. Every day." Lyra turned away. "You don't understand what it feels like to be me." Eileen placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Then help me understand." Lyra's breath trembled. The necklace around her neck pulsed under the moonlight, as if the secrets inside were clawing to get out. She grabbed it tightly, her knuckles turning white. "Why did you keep this inside?" Eileen asked softly. Lyra swallowed hard. "Because if people knew who I really was, they wouldn't love me. They only love the version of me that looks perfect." Eileen's eyes softened. "I love you, even when you're not perfect." Lyra's vision blurred. The weight of years pressed on her heart. "Even if I hurt you?" Lyra whispered. Eileen nodded. "Love doesn't disappear because of mistakes. But honesty makes healing possible." Lyra broke. Tears streamed down her perfect face. She opened the locket with shaking hands. Inside was the old contest name tag, Eileen's name written in faded ink. Eileen stared at it for a long time. And then she smiled, not with bitterness, but with relief. "You kept it all this time?" Eileen whispered. Lyra nodded helplessly. "I'm sorry. I've always been jealous of you. Your heart, your strength, your kindness. You shine in ways I can't." Eileen gently took her sister's hands. "You don't have to hide anymore. Not from me. Not from yourself." For the first time in years, Lyra felt free, like she'd been carrying a storm inside her, and Eileen had finally opened the window to let the light in. As the orchestra played softly inside, the twins hugged. Two sisters, one flawed, one forgiving, one hiding secrets, one living truth. But in that moment, they were simply two hearts learning to beat in harmony again. And the necklace of secrets finally lost its power, because honesty had won. The truth has a weight that beauty can never carry. In a world obsessed with appearances, the story of two sisters reminds us that what glitters on the outside can often hide shadows within. Lyra, with her flawless white face and dazzling beauty, taught a lesson few realize until it is too late: that outward charm and perfection cannot mask the consequences of lies. The necklace she wore, filled with secrets, represented every lie, every hidden betrayal, and every moment she chose vanity over honesty. Yet, despite her pride, despite her fear, the truth always finds a way to surface. Eileen, her twin sister with black face that radiated warmth and sincerity, showed the quiet strength that honesty carries, the courage to be vulnerable, to forgive, and to embrace life without masks. True beauty lies not in perfection, but in the willingness to live authentically, to allow others to see your flaws and still love you. When we hide behind false smiles and carefully curated appearances, we may gain admiration, but we lose connection, the kind that feeds the soul. Love and trust cannot thrive where deception lingers. The heart senses even what the eyes cannot see. Eileen's life, lived in truth, demonstrates that authenticity builds bridges, not walls. Every act of kindness, every word spoken with integrity, creates ripples that affect more people than we realize. Lyra's journey from deceit to revelation reminds us that no matter how deep a secret is buried, honesty will eventually prevail. The fear of being unaccepted can push us toward shadows, but courage, the courage to reveal our true selves, is the light that guides us home. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the strength to release the weight of anger, resentment, and judgment. By forgiving Lyra, Eileen did not erase the past. She transformed it into a lesson that reshaped both their lives. In life, we face countless moments where we must choose between the easy path of pretense and the challenging path of truth. Society may reward charm, appearance, or confidence built on illusions, but these rewards are temporary. True fulfillment, real connection, and lasting love are gifts only honesty can unlock. The moral of the sister's tale is timeless. Wealth of character outweighs wealth of possessions, and the richness of a kind heart surpasses the glitter of superficial beauty. Secrets may offer temporary power, but they demand a heavy toll on the conscience. Courage, integrity, and kindness, these are the true necklaces we should wear, shining invisibly for those who understand. By embracing honesty, we not only free ourselves from the burden of deception, but also inspire those around us to choose authenticity over appearance. Every lie, no matter how small, is a thread that tangles our lives. Each act of truth untangles it. And in this delicate balance lies the essence of life, to live not for admiration, but for meaning. Love, in its purest form, grows not from admiration of beauty, but from the recognition of the heart's true intentions. Eileen's gentle patience teaches us that understanding and empathy are the most powerful forces in human connection. When we forgive and guide those who falter, we nurture transformation rather than perpetuate pain. Lyra's eventual acceptance of honesty, her decision to open the locket, symbolizes a liberation that comes when we confront ourselves without fear. The necklace of secrets, once heavy with lies, loses its weight when truth is embraced. This is the ultimate lesson. No matter how long we hide, no matter how carefully we mask our flaws, truth will prevail and authenticity will shine. Life may tempt us to believe that appearances are everything, but wisdom tells us that integrity, compassion, and love define the legacy we leave behind. We cannot change the past, but we can choose how we live today. Every day offers a chance to wear honesty like gold, to let kindness guide our decisions, and to build relationships that withstand time, temptation, and trials. In the end, the story of these twin sisters is not merely a tale of contrast. It is a reflection of the choices every person faces. We may be gifted with beauty, intelligence, or charm, but these are meaningless if not coupled with truth. The glow of the heart outshines the glow of the skin. Eileen's journey reminds us that life is enriched not by accolades or admiration, but by authenticity, by the courage to face ourselves, and by the willingness to uplift others even when it is inconvenient. Lyra's transformation demonstrates that redemption is always possible, that honesty can heal wounds thought permanent, and that connection built on lies is fragile, while connection built on truth endures. May this story inspire every viewer, every soul who witnesses it, to ask themselves, are we living as our truest selves? Are we hiding behind necklaces of secrets? Or are we wearing honesty as gold? For in the answer lies not only personal peace, but the chance to create a life of lasting love, respect, and purpose. Every action, every word, every choice matters. Our inner character, our capacity for kindness, and our devotion to truth are the measures by which we are remembered. Beauty fades, lies crumble, but honesty endures, glowing eternally like the softest light guiding us through darkness. And in embracing this path, we find freedom. The freedom to love, to forgive, and to live with a heart unburdened by deceit. Choose truth. Choose compassion. Choose to wear your heart like gold. And you'll discover that life, no matter how challenging, is infinitely more meaningful than any mask could ever make it appear. This is a moral of the story, timeless and universal. Honesty is the ultimate treasure. Kindness is the ultimate power. And love guided by truth is the ultimate victory.